Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. I hope everybody is having a wonderful night tonight. Um, I had a productive day. I hope you guys had one too. Now I'm in my wind down phase with you guys tonight. I'm a little tired, but I'm up here to do what I got to do. As y'all can see, Quinn over here on the corner rocking. I can't deal right now. I'm gonna let her do the mother rock by herself tonight. And hey Simone, how is you?
Hey,
Please like, share, and comment. Everyone. So tonight is supposed to be a Q&A night. We're gonna hope that that's what it stays. All right. We're gonna hope that we ain't gotta do other things tonight. Um, but Quint, you got anything to say before I go into what I was gonna go into?
hey guys. I pray your day was productive as usual. I pray that a hedge of protection was around you. And I pray that if you're going through anything on tonight, you will not be the same when we're done with this show. With that being said, I'm going to turn this back over to my sister.
All right. Well, um, okay, so for those of you that happen not to be right, that's what I said. She rocking for a whole other reason, Simone. Do not ask. Um, so for those of you that were not with us on what was it, Tuesday?
Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. We was
No,
up here every day.
Wednesday night. Wednesday night. So for those of you that were not with us on Wednesday night, um, we were with LA. No, we was with Quint on her Art of Forgiveness um show that she did where she's reading the chapters from her book.
Mhm.
I happened to mention on the show that night that a lot of us um do not know our own value, but the enemy knows the value of what you possess more than you do.
That's right.
So um, I'm bringing it up again to say that if the enemy knows the value in what you possess far greater than what you do, I suggest that it's high time that you catch up on learning what your value is. Not only your value as an individual, but the value of what you possess, the value of what you hold. And when I say the value of what you possess, I mean who you really are, your anointing, who you are um, in God's eyesight that you may not even understand about yourself just yet. Um, and whew, I say that because right now the enemy is looking to sift people like wheat. And when you don't know your value, it'll be very easy for him to do it. And he's using others to do it. It's not just, he's not coming straight for it at you. He's using people to come at you. So you'll be unaware and unbeknownst to you of a person that you think is one way that is not, because the enemy has used the tactic to leverage who you are against you because you don't know who you are. So I just want you guys to realize that um, the word holds true. Staying in his will is a lot of work. I will tell you that it's not an easy task, but trying to stay in his will and do what he wants you to do the way he wants you to do it is work. You have to allow your faith to be at work. And you have to walk around with the whole armor on all the time. You can't walk around with just parts and bits and pieces. So We all know that the Bible tells us that faith without works is dead. Um, and I love to use the analogy that God used with the woman with the issue of blood as one of my favorite things because her faith was at work for her. Her faith went to work for her. And it allowed her to touch the hem before she touched him. You see what I'm saying? So, and when he felt her touch the hem of his garment, his virtue left because he knew that somebody had touched him. But his virtue left because his supernatural met her natural and made her whole. So we have to get to that point that that natural part of us can connect with God's supernatural and do far greater things than what we ever could have thought of, or far greater things that we ever could imagine to um, far exceed even our thinking concerning ourselves. And that's the reason why certain parts of the Bible, for like the part where it says, "Eyes have not seen, nor have ears heard, nor have it fathomed into the heart of man what God has in store for you." And that's because we can't really see everything that He has in store. We can't even see some of the stuff that He keeps us from on a daily that we don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine how much more He has in store for us that we don't know about. If He keeps us from things that we don't know about, imagine the things that He just wants to give us that we don't even know about, that we are working our way up to be able to receive from Him. And so I have to say that I thank God because He's a keeper and He's been doing some real supernatural things right here in the past couple of weeks or so. Um, that I have just had to shake my head over and just say, okay, I know it's all you, you know, and I'm so glad that He chooses to work in my life that way when He can choose to do something else, but He chooses to work in my life like that. So I am, I don't have words, you know what I mean? Like, I can't really describe it because it's something that you kind of have to experience for yourself. It's not one of those things that I can describe to really be able to tell you about. It's just what I know. Um, because man has been baffled where He's not baffled. He takes the impossible things and turns them into possibilities. Where man just say they nothing else they can do. But God continues to work when they can't do nothing else. So I'm grateful for what He has done and what I know He will continue to do. I'm very grateful for the revelations that He has given the past couple weeks. Um, yeah. So um, I'm glad to see Him at work in the lives of people around me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it lets me know that He's still in the working business.
That's
You
right.
know, He's still in the saving business. He's still in the healing business.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a whole lot of businesses
Mm-hmm.
right now. And I'm just glad to see Him at work. I have watched Him do some things where I know that the people that He has done it for should have died.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been privy to be witness to still see them here today due to His keeping powers, His keeping abilities. So I'm grateful to God for what He has done. And I'm so grateful that He chooses to still show grace and mercy towards us, even in those times when we know that we don't deserve it. But He still continues to show us grace and mercy. He is not like man, because when we do stuff they don't like, they throw us away. And He does not do that. He still sits back with open arms. He allows you to make mistake after mistake, and He still welcomes you back with open arms. So I'm grateful for that part of who He is. and I'm just elated, but I'm in a somber place. Because I'm at peace with a lot of stuff, and at being at peace is a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
I have to honestly say I haven't I haven't felt any stress because I've just allowed myself to be peaceful
Mm-hmm.
about the things going on around me, in me, about me, and all that good stuff, and I'm just at peace about it. You know what I mean? So yeah. So um Quint, do you have any nuggets that you want to give to the folks before we get into a Q&A?
No, you said enough. Let's go into it.
Okie dokie. Alrighty. So our first question of well, I don't. Yes, Simone. Yes, that he desires to sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for thee that they fail when I fail. Yes, ma'am, because that is what he is desiring right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's going after the people with rocky, wavering faith.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's the reason why you got to be sure. You know, I said it earlier when I was in somebody's live. I said that people they the whole armor is not at work. The faith and foundation are not sure. People still have their own agendas. And his will is not in mine. And um, that's kind of like not a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Where your agenda overrides his, but to each his own, and you do what you like. But my thing is, I would love to just live out his will for me. And I strive to do that on the daily. Am I saying that it's an easy thing? No, it's not. But I strive to do it on the daily, you know. Um, and like I said, he's good to me.
Yes,
I,
he.
I can't I can't say nothing else about it. When I say he's good to me, I mean that. He is good to me.
Yes, he is.
I can't speak for anybody else.
Mm-mm.
Only you know what he is to you. Only you know what he has done for you. And honey, I got books of what he's done for me and what he's still continuing to do for me on my behalf. So that's the reason why I say I don't have words, because it's hard, you know. But he's good to me. So, that's all I can really say. He has not failed me, even in those times where I didn't understand. And I may have even questioned why about some things. He still didn't fail me. Um, you know, everything works out in his plan, everything happens for a reason, and everything works out for the good of them who love him, right? So, I always try to keep that in mind, that all things work out for the good.
Yes.
Alrighty. So we have our first, I guess it's a halfway question, halfway testimony. This is from Sam. And Sam is from Augusta, Georgia. How you doing, Sam?
Hi, Sam.
Um Sam says, I have to say that you guys are making a great impact. Impacts that you probably don't even really realize. Um, Me and some friends decided to get together one night, and we all sat in the living room and we watched you guys on the telly. And the particular night that you guys were on was the night where the young lady converted from Wicca to Christendom.
Okay.
Little did I know that some of my friends that were sitting in my living room were going through the same thing she was going through.
Wow.
And I was the one that suggested that we watch you guys because you guys were suggested to me by somebody else. He says, so she said, as we were watching, we began to listen to what you guys said. And after that night, they decided to do the same thing she did. Um, they are uh they are no longer a part of that community. It's been hard for them though, because that community is steady striving to try to get them to come back on a daily. But they are standing flat footed and sure that that is not what they no longer want or need. She said, but my question is this: how can I continue to help them where I believe that as of right now, their faith is actually might be a little stronger than mine? How can I continue to help my friend? So that is the question. And the testimony at the same time.
Well, let me commend you and your friends for converting. Happy birthday to you. um, but how you can uh, continue to help them, y'all pray together, do some Bible studies together, grow together because y'all are all babes in Christ. So if y'all start the support system now and um, unite now, y'all will be strong in the Lord. And make sure you get in a church or get under a good leader where you can talk to them. They won't judge you. They will pray for and with you. And the Lord will reveal when you're going through something and you'll feel comfortable with them to the point where if you're going through something, you won't run and you won't try to handle it yourself, but you will go to your leader. So those are all ways that you can continue to support your friend.
Preferably, I would say try to get under a leader who deals with deliverance.
Yes.
Because that's going to be very important for you guys right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it's still some deliverance that has to take place.
Definitely.
So, it's going to be very important that you guys get under a person that deals with that. Um, search, visit churches. I may ask God to send you to the right one, of course,
Right.
but you can visit churches where you are, to see if there's a leader that that's their specialty, because there are some that deal with deliverance and that's what they do.
That's right.
Um, so that is one of the biggest things that you're going to need is that, because the prayers from deliverance will be different.
Amen.
It will be prayers to not only build you up, but to also continue to tear down the strongholds that are still trying to attach themselves to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and my question to you is: you say that you didn't know that they were involved in it, but were you ever privy to it and you just didn't know? So, for you, you still have to be careful in that area as well, um, because you are close to them. Things will try to attach themselves to you
Mm-hmm.
as well. So, um, you know, it's all about breaking the strongholds, and getting delivered
That's
right
right.
now. Once that takes place, um, then you will see your faith begin to really, really grow and
Mm-hmm.
flourish, and you'll be able to tell the difference. I can
Mm-hmm.
promise you that. So, and then they also have prayers for that. I will, if you inbox me your email address, I will send you a book link to get that are specifically for that. Um, all right, so there are prayers to break that. All right. But yeah, I will send you the link for that though. All right. So thank you, Sam. I appreciate you.
Also, pray for a spirit of discernment so that you will be able to recognize
Yeah.
um, when it is not of God.
So thank you. We appreciate you and congratulations to you guys for making the decision to get out of that because I know it can be heavy.
Yes.
All right. This is from Sonia. She is in Louisiana.
Hey, Sonia.
Sonia says, again, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys because listening to you made me really start researching what witchcraft meant. Y'all on the witchcraft day tonight, ain't you?
Right.
Mhm. So she said it made me start researching what witchcraft meant. She said, I did not realize that being a part of a sorority was witchcraft until I watched your show. She said, after I denounced being in the sorority, my life changed. She said there was a lot of stuff that happened while I was in the sorority that I know was not of God. And she said, I just want to give you a big shout out and thank you because now I know different and I know better. Well, Sonia, I appreciate you. And yes, um, there's a lot with sororities that if you are not a part of one, you don't know about. Um, when I graduated from college, I was a Zeta Phi Beta. So I know there's a lot that goes on in meetings. It's a lot that goes on to become one. It's a lot that goes on to stay one. And
Elder.
yeah, hey, Edwin. And there's a lot that goes on to stay one. And that when you try to explain to people that they don't want to hear it. But gradually, as you continue to mention it and they start to see things and they read it, they'll see. It's just like they have their own Bibles printed and they have taken words from the Bible and put the sorority's name in place of what God said. So it's a lot. And I know. So I just say congratulations to you for making the change, for knowing what to do and what not to do. I hope that other people can glean and learn from it, but not everybody is at that point in their life where they can do that. And I know that it's something big to talk about when people don't like to talk about it. So I get it. I understand it. And again, congratulations. So Quint,
I don't know much about sororities, so I have never been in one, but I congratulate you for taking the step, for getting the knowledge, and for moving forward. So continue to grow through your go through, and stand still and see the salvation of the Lord is all I want to say. Stand still.
but you got it. You got it. Am I going to tell you to take it upon yourself for making an assignment to demolish them? No, because you're not ready for that yet. And I know that that's what you're thinking about because you ready to go 500 miles an hour, but don't until you are fully, fully
Hmm.
delivered. Don't touch it, okay? Because there are parts of it that will continuously try to pull you back into it, and it'll be very easy to go back. So until you fully delivered, don't touch it. All right. So stay in touch though. All right. Amen. But God, we glad that you out. I hope you are out having this conversation right now. This one is from Eddie. Eddie is in Sacramento. Hello, Eddie. How are you? I'm praying for y'all. 'Cause there's a lot happening in California right now. I know it. I'm so praying for y'all. I gotta call my sister tonight. I gotta check on her. Because y'all got blizzards y'all ain't never had. So I'm really praying for y'all. I hope that you are not in the worst part of it. I hope that you're on the outskirts and not getting hit as bad. But I know that y'all got so much snow right now that you can't even see through it. And so I'm seriously praying for y'all. Um, but Eddie says, thank you for every show that you have ever done. I've been watching you guys since you guys was on I've been with you guys since you guys was on Blog Talk. Um, and I have to say, what a wonderful work that God has done. I have watched you guys just grow, 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 grow. And I want to continue to be around to watch you grow to more with leaps and bounds. So kudos to you guys. Don't stop doing what you do and continue to just be you, authentically you. So thank you, Eddie. We appreciate you. Thank you for sticking around so long. Wow, Blog Talk was a long time. It feels like it was so long ago.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that was a while ago. So thank you though. Yes,
Wow.
there's a lot behind sororities, and if you don't know, I'll send you a clip so that you can watch it and listen to this young girl's testimony, Simone, because she was in a sorority and everything that they put her through and how she attempted to get out and how she's out now, but it's hard for her to stay out. So I'll send you the clip so you can watch it. Um, but um you'd be surprised. A lot of things that we think is okay is not, and it is
Mm-hmm.
considered on a witchcrafty level.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when you try to explain that to people, they don't want to hear what you got to say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, some things are not always what they seem. Um, I, I don't judge a book by its cover. You know, you got a lot of people who do these. You know, they talk about people with tarot cards and people who do readings and deal with crystals and throw bones and all that other stuff. That's the stuff that they was brought up on. That's the stuff that they was taught. That's the stuff that they know, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what they do. It works for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, that's not what I was taught. That's not what I was raised up on, but I know about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been around people that have done it. I've been around people that have done it in front of me. So, I know a lot about a lot of different things. I made it my business to learn about them so that if not knowing that it was going to reach the point that it has reached now, I made it my business to learn about it so that I could be aware of it and I would know how to fight it if I had to. You catch what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's always good that you have knowledge about things. But you have to have the right knowledge on how to combat certain things. Um, but again, I won't tell you to touch certain areas because you're not ready for that. That was a part of something that I went through before, and we bless the Lord that it was a training thing for me to go through and come out of. So we bless the Lord, and it's not easy. Touching this particular topic is never easy because you open doors for stuff. And you have to be very, very careful, and you have to be ready for the warfare that comes behind it. So, um, and it will come for you. Let's make that very clear. It's not just going to leave you be because you're chasing it and you're talking about it, so it's going to come for you. So you have to be very careful and know what to touch and what not to touch. So
And the more knowledge you have, the more it's going to come for you. What you don't open yourself up to is not going to bother you.
yeah,
So be careful when I'm not telling you not to do your study, but
know
know
what
where
to
you're
do
going when you
when you
open
do
up
it. Yeah.
that door. I was birthed in a deliverance ministry. So I had to study on
Yeah,
different
I've learned every religion. I've learned, and let me make this clear. Certain things that you guys call witchcraft is actually religions for other people.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've learned and I have studied every religion because I was in theology school. It's a part of what I had to study. And so you have to be careful. Again, I'm going to keep using that word. Be
Mm-hmm.
careful because when you go in to touch certain things and you don't understand about them, not only did I have to do my research, but in order for me to do my research, it wasn't just books. I was in human contact with people that do what I read.
Mhm.
Okay. So you have to understand that. All right. So you got to be careful when you go there because things will try to attach themselves and they will come for you.
Mhm.
Okay. So again, you have to be careful because you don't want to open doors that you're not ready for. All
That's
right.
right.
So because it is warfare behind it. All
Mhm.
right. And you say you frequently run across a page called Chris Speaks. And one time I caught one of her videos where she was talking about how she was in a sorority and what happened. Yeah, yeah. So sororities are something else, honey. Let me tell you that. They look real good on the outside, but it's what you have to deal with to get in them and what you have to do to maintain to stay in them. That's the problem.
But we're gonna move
Okay.
past that because we're not gonna open up those doors
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't have knowledge of it,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I am one of them. So, and I choose not to open up that door because I don't want to study on it. Just simple as that, and I just really just don't. But Edwin, um, it was that his name that
Yeah.
just uh,
Parker.
no, not him.
Eddie.
Um, Eddie. I thank you for sticking with us because we're going on now, what, 3 years?
Mhm.
And you've been with us since
Since blog talk.
talk. I really appreciate you.
Yep.
You and all of our supporters are the reason why we get up here. Of course, God is the ultimate reason, but we always say if we could just touch one. And obviously, you heard something that kept you coming. So I'm pretty sure if you've been with us and you've seen us grow, you're growing too. So I appreciate you. And I thank God for your elevation too.
Yep. That's crazy. That means besides Simone, you
Hmm.
have been one of the longest running supporters, sir.
Exactly.
You know about blog talk. Ooh,
Right.
that was before the live streams and you being able to see the faces attached to the voices that you were hearing when you called in.
Hmm.
So we graciously appreciate you. So and continue to keep watching. Please share, tell other people about it.
Yes.
Um, we have Frankie from Georgia. How you doing, Frankie?
Hey, Frankie.
Frankie said that she just wants to thank God first and foremost for delivering her from the life that she was living. She said, but secondly, she has to thank us. She said because she was living a life on the street, had been out on the street for about a year and a half, had been away from her home for about 4 years. Um, she said she would frequently walk past her face on a missing poster. Um, and she decided to call her parents to let them know that she was still alive. Um, wow, I don't even know what to say. That just left me
Wait, didn't we have
um
one similar to this recently?
kind of sort of, but not the same.
Oh,
Yeah. Um, wow. Well, um,
well, keep
let
reading.
me finish reading it.
Yes.
And she said I will walk past my face on the missing poster and just think, what's the bother? They already think I'm dead anyway. She said, but an old lady inside the grocery store one day saw me as I looked at my face on the poster. And she tapped me on my shoulder and said, God is trying to tell you something.
Mm, mm, mm.
She said, I suggest you take the poster off the wall. Look at yourself and face the person in the mirror and find the courage to call home. She said, but tonight, what I want you to do is I want you to go home with me. She said, this old lady did not know me and took me home with her. She said she fed me. She allowed me to take a shower. She said the very next morning, she said, my door is still open if you want to stay, but there's the door if you would like to go. She handed me the phone and she said, call your parents before you leave. At least let them know that you are still alive so you can keep them from grieving someone that they don't have to grieve. She said, so I actually found the courage to call my parents. She said, now I'm back at home.
Praise God.
She said, and I know it's a long road ahead of me. She said, because they have so many questions that I'm just not ready to answer. She said, but I know in due time, it'll all come out. She was like, but I just want to thank you guys. She said, because it's you guys and the lady in the store that because I'm back home now. So, wow.
Wow.
Um, wow.
How long have you been home?
3 months.
Wow. Oh my God.
Wow. Wow. I can just imagine what that felt like walking in and out of stores and seeing your face plastered on the wall and people looking at you and noticing that you looking at yourself on the wall. You know, I hope you kept in touch with the old lady. I hope you got her number or something. But who knows? Maybe she was just your angel for the moment.
And can I say, I just truly thank God for your courage. Even though you not ready to answer the questions, I'm praying that God give you the strength to be able to go to your parents and just let them know everything that has happened, everything that you felt, everything that you're going through, that you have gone through. And I thank God for your obedience. I pray that you remain and that you get to know Him so that you can grow even the more.
Your story just reminds me of the prodigal son. That's 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 what I see. Um, when you just listening to what you said. Um, and I'm sure that it was something to come home and everybody waiting for you at home. She said that she said that she came home and she had siblings that she didn't have before she left. And so, she said her siblings knew who she was because her parents never stopped talking about her.
Wow.
So when they
That's
came, so you know that should tell you something. It's
can
not
I
that
did
they were mad at you; they just wanted you to be okay.
right.
And we praise God that you are okay.
May I ask, did you just run away?
No, she said she was taken.
Jesus.
Yep, she said she was taken, and she said that she was taken by someone that the family knows.
Jesus.
So that's why she's not ready to answer the questions.
Understood. I just pray
Yeah,
you.
I don't. Ooh, I'm picking up stuff, and I don't want to talk about your situation no more. So yeah, we gonna move from this one. We gonna move from this one. We gonna move from this one. I'm just glad that you home. We bless the Lord. Yep.
I just
I
pray
will,
you.
I will inbox you. I'll inbox you. Oh yeah. Let's move forward. Um.
LHG.
Hey LHG, how are you? Um. Yeah. and it won't let me move. I gotta move from this, y'all. I gotta move from
If
this.
the Lord is holding you there, be walk in your obedience.
Okay, so the messed up part about your situation is that the person that took you held you, but still went to every family gathering like they did nothing. Look your parents in the face for the last couple years like everything was cool, knowing what they had done. And I know you don't want to do it, but you need to because they're about to resurface. And when they resurface, it's going to trigger you to want to leave. So you need to go ahead and talk to your parents so that they'll know what they need to know. Because when this individual comes around, they need to be aware of who it is. And I'm going to leave it there because I need to leave it alone. Okay, so um, yeah. So we have Candace. Candace is from Florida. Yeah, Candace is from Florida. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, something came across the screen. Um, uh, but Candace said this is just a shout out. I have to say a shout out to you guys because you guys make a well known impact without everybody even knowing how graciously you impact people. She said, I have to say, she said, I never got on to thank you guys personally. She said, but I am one of the people that almost got trafficked that night. And
Mhm.
she said, so I have to thank you graciously. She said, because that night, if they would have took me, I know I probably would have never got found. She said, so I'm thanking you guys because people don't know how God used you guys to keep me here. And
Jesus.
so Candace, thank you. We appreciate you. We knew that it was you and six more ladies. Um, five, well, you and yeah, six more on top of Keisha, which is the main one that we dealt with. So I thank you for coming on and letting us know. We appreciate you so much because that was a night that night. And I think that there have been a couple nights that we'll never forget. And I think that that one right there kind of tops the case. But yeah, we are glad that you are okay. Thank you so much though for letting us know that you are um, very good and well. So we appreciate that and we bless the Lord for what He does. And we can't take the credit because that was all His doing. You know that was all His doing. So we bless the Lord for what He has done.
And
Well,
Candace, I also bless the Lord for your life. Um, and I just want to extend the invitation as we did with some of the other ones that came on the show, or inboxed us. If you would like to come on the show and let the people know what happened and where you are now, we would love to have you whenever you're ready.
yep. So we thank you guys. I know it's a lot. Um, and I know that a lot of you guys did not want to come out and be in the public forefront, and that is cool. No pressure. So, but we thank you guys, and we are so glad that you guys are all okay. So, thank you for sharing with us. Tell the rest of the ladies that we say hello, and that we are always thinking about you guys. So, we appreciate you. We have, is it Suzette? Suzette. Um, Suzette is from Tennessee. How you doing, Suzette?
Hi,
Thank
Susan.
you for joining us here on the Q&A night. One of some of our craziest nights. This is our Q&A night, but thank you for joining us for the first time in Q&A. Um, Suzette. Okay, so this is also another thank you. So Suzette said, first and foremost, I want to thank you. Um, I never got a chance to write you guys back. I am the wife of the young man whose pastor did what he did. So we remember you guys.
Yes.
She said, and I want to thank you guys. She said, because of you guys, we did exactly what you said. Our marriage is stronger. She
Praise
said, and we welcome the new baby. So we are happy for the new addition, and we are glad that the marriage is good. She
Yes.
said, but it took us leaving for us to be able to get better. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she said, but every day, she said, I made sure I remember what you said. And that's what you said about the word and how you utilize the word to help yourself. He said, every day I prayed for that man. Even though I felt something about him and towards him, I prayed for him. She said, because I remember that you said that the Bible says to pray for your enemies. And she said, so I have covered him ever since we left. She said, and God has done so much in my life because of that covering. She said, but most of all, I want to thank you guys for being obedient and not finding it robbery to tell us the truth. So we thank you, Suzette. Please tell your husband that we said hello.
Yes.
Say hello to the little one for us.
Yes.
And congratulations to you.
Congrats.
We love to hear the good stuff. So
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
And
Congratulations.
we remember y'all situation too. We've had some nights up here. But we it's so glad to be able to hear from y'all again down the line. So we appreciate it. We so appreciate y'all.
And I just pray that God restores a bond between you two that cannot be broken. So y'all stay together, stay united, and continue to trust God. Continue to cover your husband because he is the head of your household. But I promise you got this, and I pray your strength, and I pray that God restore back the virtue double fold in Jesus' name.
I'm happy for you guys. I'm so
Yeah,
elated. Obviously y'all happy too. Y'all bringing babies into the
I
work.
know that's
You know? So I'm all right with it. That's what you do. You add on and not take away. We bless the Lord. And thank you guys for staying in touch. So please continue to stay in touch and let us know how you guys are doing. All right. Um, who's this? TJ. All right. How you doing, TJ?
hey TJ.
TJ is actually in Durham, North Carolina. How you doing, sir? Yep, the street.
Neighbor.
Um, TJ said, well, I have to say this. Um, I was married before I did my dirt. Um, my wife I had before didn't deserve what I did to her. Um, when we separated and we divorced, I told her that I was sorry. I told her that she didn't deserve it. Um, he said, but it takes two. It takes two to make a marriage work. He said, and we both did things that we shouldn't have done to each other. He said, at the end of the day, I have moved on and I've gotten remarried. So has she. He was like, but I don't know how to forgive myself for what I did to her. At the same time, I harbor feelings against her. At the same time, he said, but I don't feel like I should be able to harbor those feelings when I did most of the damage. He was like, so what should I do? Well, first of all, you got to forgive yourself. That's the first thing. Um, and second thing is, well, I don't want to cause no issues, so I'm not gonna say that you and her need to have a conversation to talk it out. But if you reach out to her from time to time, say how you feel. and let it be. If you forgive her and move on. Because there's nothing else to say. If y'all continue to bring it up or whatever, go back and forth with each other, y'all arguing at each other like y'all still married and you're not. So don't do that. Um, but the main thing is you got to learn how to forgive yourself first. And then once you forgive yourself first, maybe you could work your way up to forgiving her. But the question is this, with the feelings that you say you harbor, why? Because if you have moved on, then those feelings should have been left back there. So, a lot of times we move on and get into new relationships because we feel like we're ready when we're not really ready, kind of situation. Um, and you don't want to take that to your new boo or wife because I don't, so you don't want to take that to her. And so, the main thing is to do what's right. Um, with that being said, you know, just forgive yourself first. Let go of the feelings that you say you harbor towards her. Because the Bible tells us um, that if you have an art against somebody, you're supposed to take the art to them and you work on making it right. So if you have an art against her, take the art to her and fix it. All right. Even though I know you in something new. Again, like I said, I ain't trying to cause no problems in the house. But the Bible says if you have an art against somebody, you take the art to them and fix it. So take whatever you got to do and fix it.
But let me say this too. You've already repented. And if you already repented and you told her that she did not deserve all of that, then you did what you were supposed to do concerning that. So forgive yourself concerning that. It starts with you. Now, my thing is with you holding on to the past, if she never apologizes to you or y'all can't have a civil conversation, are you going to stay stuck or are you going to be able to move on?
He said the problem is him not being civil. She's always tried to come to him on a
Okay.
civil note, but the problem is him.
And that's because you're walking in of forgiveness of yourself.
And he said that every time she goes to try to say anything to him, he's the one that rants and raves. It's never her.
So let me ask
And
you a question. Do you feel like she should not have moved on?
but this is the thing. I feel like you want her to be over her hurt. And she may not be over her hurt yet because you have moved on and you say that she's also moved on. But people deal with their hurt in different ways.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Her way of moving on is not saying anything about it. She don't have nothing to say. She don't want to talk about it. That could be it. You hurt her. She hurt you. Blase blase whoop de whoop. But her way of dealing with it is she just don't want to talk. And when she does talk to you, if she's trying to be cordial, but you can't be cordial with her, then the issue is not her. The issue is you.
And
Because you have to ask yourself, what is it that's making you so angry?
right. And once again, did you truly move on? Just because you got married does not
Don't
mean that
mean you moved on,
you moved on.
right?
So, did you actually move on? And do you feel like she should not have gotten married because she should have waited until you decided to get it together?
He said, well, to be honest, when you say it the way you say it, maybe he moved on to think that it was going to hurt her by moving on.
So, which means that you're
And
not really building a relationship with your wife
no.
because you're stuck on her.
And he says that he has also lied to the new wife about her. And so that's Not right either. So you about to do the same thing the second time,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's what it sounds like to me. You telling your new wife that you're not having conversations with her when you are. And so what's the need to lie? And you you have tarnished her name to the new wife, for the new wife to feel some kind of way about her, and it's not even her, it's you.
So at this point, you're going to need to make a decision to truly let go so that you won't repeat the cycle and end up in a second divorce
He said
because
he said
you're
he's already repeated the cycle. He said the same thing he did to her, he's already done to her.
okay. Do she know?
Yep,
Are y'all about to get a divorce?
he don't know.
What do you want?
He don't know.
Sound like you
He
need to
said he says, and I think that God almost took my life because of it.
sound like you need to heal. Sound like you need to go through some therapy and some anger management. Sound
Because
like you
it
need to get
doesn't
closer.
seem like it doesn't seem like the real issue is her.
Not at
The
all.
real issue is because you don't know how to handle you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to deal with your issues and what you got going on, because now you hurting a new one too. So, when you got your new wife mad at your ex-wife, and the ex-wife just like, because you throwing her name out and saying that she doing stuff that she ain't doing. There's no need for you to lie. If you still having conversations with her, just say, yeah, I talk to her from time to time. There's no need to lie about you having conversations with her. That don't make sense.
And being that you talk to her from time to time, are you dealing with anyone else too?
He said he was, but that's over.
While married.
Yeah.
So yes, you have to start with you.
He said he said his biggest issue is adultery. He said because he was with somebody before the ex-wife.
You have to
And he
start
was,
with you.
this is the third marriage.
So the question is, when do you make change? When do you change your mindset and decide to better you?
He said that's what he wants to do, but he said he's confused. Okay, what are you confused about? He said in the first marriage, the wife cheated the whole entire marriage. The wife cheated. He didn't.
Okay.
In the second marriage, he cheated on the wife the whole entire marriage. So
Okay.
he did to the second wife what the first wife did to him.
Hurt people hurt people. Okay.
He said, and then now that in the third marriage, he's committed adultery again.
Okay.
But with the second wife, not only did he cheat on her the whole entire marriage, but he made kids outside the marriage.
Okay.
So it was like a double whammy that he didn't mean to do, but it happened.
Okay.
He said, and now with the third wife, he said the third wife, um, it's a messed up situation, because the third wife was a the second wife thought the third wife was a friend before she became his third wife.
Hmm.
So you just got a whole situation there, sir. Um,
Once
yeah,
again, in spite of all of that, it still starts with you.
you, because you're the main factor.
In spite of all of that, you still have to make a decision to say, I want to better me. There's no confusion when it comes to bettering yourself and loving you. You have to get past the hurt.
But the problem is you can't love nobody when you don't know how to love you.
Exactly.
So that's the problem. You can't give them something because right now you don't have the capacity to give it.
And see, the marriage that you're in now, it can be reconciled, but you have to start with you. If you show your wife that you're getting the counseling, that you're getting under some leadership, that you're praying, that you're fasting, that you're starting to heal, your wife will stand by your side. Most women will, because you're making progress. But if you continue to regress and keep repeating the cycle, you're going to lose her.
I have to ask, has a third wife stepped out too? But your second wife never did. Ironic.
But she made a decision to get you back. And that was her mentality.
Ironic that you decide to go back through what you went through the first time. All because you don't know how to be faithful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I know what you're about to say, so don't say it. I don't care what you saw when you grew up, and I'm gonna be totally honest. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because now that you're grown, it's your decisions, not what you saw.
That's right.
And so I can't run with that one, TJ. I'm sorry. That I can't run with that, baby. Um, um, and if I was where I was maybe a couple years ago, your situation would trigger me. Because I promise you it sounds like deja vu. But yeah, no. I can't go with that.
TJ, how
You
old are
37.
you? You a grown man. You a grown man. Now it's time to grow up.
And I understand what you just said, but you talking about you grew up in a family where nobody marriage was true faithful. So break the cycle.
That's it.
Like, so you telling me you got to do what you see all the other dudes in your family do? Like, what is that? You could have kept that comment to yourself. For real, for real. If you watched us long enough, you knew where I was about to go.
And we're not
So
trying to be mean, but you
yeah,
gotta look. There are babes in Christ. There are babes in the world. But at some
and
point, you
you
gotta
know
get
it,
off the milk and get on the meat.
but
And
you got it.
you're capable of chewing. You're capable of getting off the boob. So it's time to grow up. It's
See,
time to mature.
Quint being nice to you right now. I'm not, because you're not it. You are not the babe.
That's what I just
You know exactly what you're doing, and you making excuses for why you're doing it.
but right, you're making the choice to do what you're doing. And until you get caught, it's fun. But once you get caught, you got stuff to deal with.
That's the only time you feel bad, because you can't say that you feel bad while you're doing it. Because if you did, you wouldn't do it. You only feel bad when you think you're about to lose somebody.
Hmm.
Other than that, you do you. So you just gotta change. You just gotta change.
And we can't force you to change. You got to want to change. That's up to you. It's your mindset. You could either continue to be the same person, marry these women that you don't love, and continue to hurt them, or you can grow up and do what you know you're supposed to do as a man.
if
Be the provider, be the father, be the head of your household, be the prayer warrior and the strength in your house. Right now, you're running around like a kid, and that's not the place. Get in position.
Thank you for that one, TJ. Um, I hope you got what you needed to get, sir.
Because back in the day, I would have got with all the women that you affiliated with you and been like, let's set him up and meet him. And it wouldn't have been too nice for you.
It for me is not even no need for all of that because I'm gonna be honest. If you want me to be honest, I have to be honest. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't, because you put yourself in this situation and you didn't have to. When your first wife did what she did, that should have been enough for you to say, I refuse to ever do to somebody else what she did to me. When you say how bad she hurt you, but then you don't think about how bad you hurt the other two
On.
and anybody else for that matter, because even the women that you cheated on them with, you hurt them too. Because you gave them false hope of having something with you that they would never have. And so you just hurt a whole bunch of people. Sorry. It's not just the wives. You hurt the side chicks too, just so you know.
How long you been watching us, TJ?
Since last year.
Okay.
That means you're not no newbie, so you knew how this was gonna go. Right? I'm just saying. You knew how this was gonna go. So, like I said tonight, Quint has the grace for you because I didn't.
I don't have grace because he's doing what he want to do.
But I appreciate you, though, for real, for real. I do. I appreciate you. I just hope that you get it together and don't cause nobody else no grief.
But keep us posted on if you decide to make a change and go get some help for TJ and stop hurting all these women before one of them
Hurt you.
hurt you.
Let's get off of it. Let's move. We're gonna move. Thank you,
got
TJ.
questions.
We appreciate it. Thank you. We appreciate you, TJ. Have a good night, honey. And stop looking at me like that, Quint. So and Simone. Woo! Bless him, Father. Um, okay. So this is from
But honestly, to keep just, I pray that God keep you. Because when I made my last statement, I'm praying that God truly keep you. Go ahead.
Your name is Crystalline, like the little package you put in the water bottle. Okay. I just want to make sure you jack your name up. All right. So, all right. This is from Crystalline. And Crystalline is that Massachusetts? Yeah, MA is Massachusetts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Massachusetts. Um, Crystalline says she just wanted to say hello and thank you. She's tuning in for the third time, watching us. She says she's a newbie to the show, but she's liked what she's seeing so far. And she says she just wanted to say continue to keep doing what you do, continue to grow, don't stop being who you are in God, and just continue to stay true.
Hey,
Well,
Chris.
thank you, Crystalline. We appreciate you. Thank you for the encouragement. We appreciate you.
Yes.
So then we have I'm gonna get okay. How you doing, Barbara? I appreciate you. I got a sister named Barbara. But when I saw your name, I promise you, the song just came in my Shirley. This is Barbara. I'm sorry. Yeah, I gotta have some laughter right now because my head just went somewhere totally different off that last thing we was on. Okay, so how you doing, Miss Barbara? How are you? Um, Miss Miss Barbara is in the good old state of NYC. How was New York? I hope you are well. Hope you are doing well. I hope you had a productive day today, ma'am. And Miss Barbara says, let me get this off my chest. Oh, you started off, let me get this off my chest. Work it all out, Miss Barbara. Okay. So Miss Barbara said, let me get this off my chest. I have been with a man for the last 18 years.
18.
I am not married to him. I have beautiful children by him, but I'm tired of feeling stuck. I feel like he does not want to fully commit. Even after the 18 years, all of our children will be grown after the last one is out of high school. I would love for us to just finally tie the knot and just go live life. We both have wonderful jobs. We're both about to retire. And it seems like everything is going good, but just that one part. She said, so now what? Well, Miss Barbara, let me tell you. Um, you can't force him to commit. That's one thing you can't do. Because then when you go to start making ultimatums, they might backfire on you. And if you say that you don't want to wait anymore because you want to be somebody's wife, that is your choice. You have the right to make that decision. And we thank God that you have stuck around this long. You know what I mean? I couldn't have been with nobody for 18 years and not been married to them. So I'm gonna say hats off to you because couldn't have been me. You know, I just it just ain't in my DNA. You know, but have you ever sat down to ask him why? Have y'all had that conversation? Because if y'all don't have that type of communication and you haven't bothered to ask him why, then there seems like therein lies your problem.
Miss Barbara, is he cheating on you?
She said she don't know, but she don't think that he ever has. She said because really work home, and the kids have always been his life and her.
Okay.
She said she just don't know why he won't make the next step
How
to.
how close are you all?
She said, "What you mean?"
So just because you have years with someone does not mean that you're close with them. Just because you have children with someone don't mean that you have a friendship with that person.
So she means like how close are her? You oh, she said. So you mean how close are he and her?
Yes.
She said
You
she feels like she says she feels like they're close, but she said there in the last 6 months there has been a major lacking of communication.
what changed?
When they started talking about what they were going to do when they retired and after their last daughter graduates from high school, um, originally the thought was to for them to travel and to just live life, travel and live life because home is paid for. The other house they have is paid for. Kids are squared away. She the youngest one will have start college or whatever, and her schooling is already taken care of. So he made sure that he took care of what needed to be taken care of, so that they could do that if that's what they wanted to do.
Hmm.
She said, but when she brought it up that um she wanted to travel and also um I think she brought up bringing another child into it or something like yeah. She said she thought about taking on a foster child, his directory. changed. And so I can tell you why his directory changed, because you went from y'all traveling and just living life to becoming parents again.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that whole directory changed, because that was not a part of the scenario.
He already raised them. He already set you all up. He
Yeah.
treated you like his wife. Y'all just don't have the paperwork.
Yeah.
He
So
did what he was supposed to do as a man. He set the kids up, and now he's ready to live. And you want to bring in someone
another
else,
time.
which
Yeah.
means he don't have you again.
So I think y'all just need to sit down and have a conversation. Not involve nobody else. Y'all could go out to dinner even
Mm-hmm.
and just have a conversation. I think that y'all just really need to talk. I think if y'all talk, y'all can square it away. Because it seems like y'all haven't had any issues before that, and it seems like y'all have had a pretty much good life
Mm-hmm.
in the 18 years. So I would just say sit down and have a conversation with him and see where it goes. But
Be ready, because
yeah,
if you say this again, he might honestly open up and say, if you decide to bring another woman, I mean another child in here, I'm leaving,
yeah,
because
that's not what he's.
that's not what he wants. He's ready to live.
Y'all have already done that part, and so now it's just you and him. You know, in his mind, it's just gonna be you and him, and y'all could go live life, enjoy life, and do what you want. And not have to worry about what y'all feel like is an extra responsibility, because he's already squared that responsibility away.
Right. And it sounds like he worked hard
To do it.
and now he ready to slow down.
Okay, so with you just saying that, yeah, he's ready. Yeah, he's just ready to live life. Okay, so she said that he's been in the military. Not only is the baby girl graduating from school, she
Mm-hmm.
has a scholarship, plus he paid for part of the schooling. He's also retiring from the military. And then she's retiring from what she used to do. She also had a government job. So you guys lived a good life.
Yeah.
And all he wants to do is live life with you.
Live.
That's it. So I mean, now you're talking about reversing that and
Mm-hmm.
going back to being parents again, because you're talking about you taking a foster kid, you want to take in a young child. He not gonna do 18 years again.
Mm-mm.
He not gonna do that. And I can tell you that now. Because in
Mm-mm.
his mind, he is literally ready to retire. And that's what he wants to do. But like I said, you and him need to sit down and talk though. If you talk to him about what you feel like would be fully commitment for you, you never know. He might just say, okay, well, you know, if y'all never had a conversation about it and you never actually brought it up and y'all was cool with the way the things was, that's
Mm-hmm.
probably why he just didn't bother to change it.
Right. It wasn't broke, so he didn't fix it.
Right. Like, so, you know, sometimes you just gotta talk about it. I don't think you have as big of an issue as you feel like you got, Miss Barbara. I think if you sat down and talked to your boo thing, he listened.
And Miss Barbara, just because your children are out the house, don't mean they're not going to need you. I promise you, the grown ones.
Right.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah.
And you never know, you'll have the little one running around because you got babies that can have babies.
Yes. You
You know
about
what
to
I mean?
have
So you talking
some
about becoming grandparents and all that good stuff. And that would be great. I'm sure he would be ecstatic about that because that's not his responsibility.
right.
They can come over, grandpa gonna play with them, and then they gonna go home kind of situation. So, I mean, yeah, I can see you and him taking all the grandbabies to Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd be cool with that. So, that type of thing. I don't think your issue is as big as you think it is. In
Mm-mm.
your mind, is big.
Right.
But I promise you, if you brought it up to him, it probably won't be that big at all. All right. And I know that you think that you want to hear the pitter patter of little feet,
You don't.
but not as a foster parent,
Mm-mm.
as grandma and grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can promise you, not the foster parent part. I understand. because there are a lot of children that are in need of good homes. But your husband is tired. I did call him your husband, didn't I? Just
Yes.
go talk to the man.
Mm-hmm.
Go talk to him.
I
Because I
mean, common law, you already married.
yeah, pretty much. 'Cause after 7 years, technically common law, you already husband and wife. So um yeah, just go talk to him. I promise you it's gonna be different. Keep in touch with me.
Yes, please keep in touch
I need
with
you to keep in
us
touch
at
and
these times.
tell me what happens after you had this conversation. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, because I promise you it's gonna work out if you had the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so thank you, Miss Barbara. Um, then we have Lively from Tucson. Okay, that's your screen name. I'm just take it. How you doing? I take it you from Tucson. How you doing? You have a question. All right. So your question is if okay, are you considered single if you're dating?
Yes.
The answer would be yes, because you're considered single until you're married.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Except for Miss Barbara.
Yeah, except for Miss Barbara. So Miss Barbara is technically
She's
common
married.
law. Okay, but you yes. So yeah. Okay. Um, okay. So if I'm considered single, and thank you for the real time conversation, by the way. If I'm considered single until I'm married, then why are the people I'm dating tripping so bad?
I knew he was
Um,
gonna. Okay, so first off, let me. I knew you was gonna say that.
oh my gosh.
First off,
Just
are
make my
you
night,
in
why don't you?
a committed relationship with them? And did you make yourself clear that you was not in a committed relationship and you was going to see other people?
Just make my night, why don't you?
The So if they don't know about each other, somebody is thinking you all are exclusive and y'all were
And
supposed to be in a committed relationship about to grow and be able to unite. And now they're realizing that you're not in it for that. So, first things first, before you start dealing with, or when you start dealing with someone, you have to make your intentions known. It may go like this: Hey, I like you. I would love to take you out, but I am not looking for anything committed at this time. I don't want to be in a relationship, and give them the choice. But if they find out after y'all been dating for a year or two that there's someone on the side, you was wrong. And that's why they tripping and about to bust you in your head. So,
oh, now it's my turn. Um,
no, I want to know if he answered the question.
oh, he said he's waiting on both responses before he responds. Okay. Um,
You making me hot, Tucson.
um, uh, wait a minute. I'm trying to. Um, okay. So here's the thing, Tucson. Um, you sound like you're a serial dater. Um,
And a lie by omission
And
is a lie.
I'm gonna just, I have to ask, how long are you dating people before you jump to somebody else?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that'll help me out a whole lot. You date somebody new every 3 months. Like I said, you a serial dater. Your intention, you can't, is that your way of trying to find your wife? See, that's what I'm talking about. This foolishness right here. I understand that the Bible says he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, but he did not tell you to try it like that. That
And
is
all
not
of them
what
are
the intention was. That's not it.
But are you being honest with them? Are you telling them your intentions?
That's not it, Susan. Um, that's so not what that statement meant. Um, okay, so now that I know you are a serial dater, because that's what I picked up on. Okay, so I was correct. I just want to know in 3 months' time, how much time are you spending with each individual to feel like you know enough to say that they not it?
Somebody told him within the first 2 months he'll know who his wife is.
Okay, so you spend time with them twice a week for 3 months straight.
Told you.
You know,
Told you
you
somebody.
sound like an independent contractor, and you're just trying to figure out the jobs that you got. That's what it sounds like. I mean, um,
But you still didn't answer my question. Are you making your intentions known?
he
What are
said
you
he,
telling these
he
women?
said he thought so.
How? What are you telling these women?
Okay, so are you really like putting a copy of the dating profile thing up here? Like seriously? That's what you do? Okay,
So they get an interview.
so your greeting on your dating profile says, "Hello, I'm Lively in Tucson. I am here in search of Mrs. Wright. Until I find Mrs. Wright, I'm going to continuously search." That is your greeting. Seriously? Okay,
That's it.
Tucson,
That's it.
New
There's no
York.
more.
There's no more.
But when you have a conversation with them, what do you say to them? Okay, that's your profile.
I'm single, you're single, we're gonna mingle.
Okay, well, he told them. That's on them. Are you also having sex with these women?
He said only two. Okay, only two out of how many, Tucson? Because it just sounds like it's a lot. He said, okay, since the start of 2023. Wow, Tucson. Just that statement alone is a lot for my brain right now. Okay, so he said since the start of 2023,
He on the dating app. That's all.
he said I've been on 10 dates.
Okay, so you're on the dating app.
Okay, so if you've been on 10 just since January, we just hit March. This is month number 3. I guess you finna drop all them 10.
Yeah.
And we finna start over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to count 2022. So never mind. My brain ain't finna go there. I don't feel like making all that math. Um, so you say 2 out of the ones from 2023. That's what you trying to say? Okay. And how many from 2022, Tucson? You don't know. Okay. Well,
Tucson does not want a commitment.
it don't sound.
He does not. Tucson wants a booty call. And
I ain't gonna say that's a booty call, because if he wanted a booty call, he'd be done slept with all 10 by now.
yeah, well, the
So
two must
I ain't even gonna say that.
right. The two must be doing something right.
So
But you might want to be even though you're telling them what it is, you might want to be a little bit more upfront.
I don't know how to help. This one, Quint got it all for you too, so
You might want to be a little bit.
I check out. So
you might want to be a little bit more upfront and be like, look, you realize this is a dating app. I am dating multiple women at a time. And if you want to stick around, you stick around. If not, fine. I don't know how long I'm only going to date you for about 3 months. And then I'm going to go and seek out some other ones. Be upfront. I mean, you can't be no more blunt than that. And then if they get mad, they get mad. If they stick around, they stick around. If they don't, they don't. No, it ain't no shirt off your back. You got plenty of backup, but give them the option. Because you don't want a wife. You enjoying what you do. You spending a lot of. Where are you taking them on dates? Tucson, what do you do for a living?
Tucson make good money. He an engineer.
Oh, okay. You spending a lot of money on these women.
Yeah, he said he likes fine dining. He be taking them to places like Chris and all that.
Okay.
And that ain't no cheap meal. So yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right, Tucson. So you wasteful. You could throw some money to the podcast. I'm just saying. Since you want to be you want to sponsor us, Tucson.
It's called you need to cook for somebody, Tucson.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said, are you cooking for these women? You want to be one of our sponsors, Tucson? That was a real question, but
Really?
That's all I got for you, Tucson. Just be a little bit more blunt.
I checked out 3 minutes ago, Tucson. I'm just listening now.
That's all I got for you. Be a little bit more blunt and upfront. Let them know you're dating multiple women at a time. Either you stay around or you don't.
I mean, because I don't know what your standards is for a wife. Never mind. I told you I checked out.
And when we do our dating game, you're not allowed up here.
I can't. I just can't with you. But if you want to do the whole sponsorship thing, just hit me in the DM. I got you. Okay, Tucson. Yep, you have sealed off tonight because I'm done after you.
I hope I helped you.
I'm through. That is it.
I pray that you are protecting yourself. Because that's a lot of women and a lot of soul ties that you're dealing with, Tucson. So I could only imagine, Lord Jesus, the woman that actually captures your heart, she gonna have a lot to deal with, baby. Lord Jesus.
Lord knows.
Lord. Do you even know who you are and what you want, what you're looking for? Do you know what your likes and dislikes, or do you just, once you get with that woman, you like what they like?
No, he says that he has like standards. There are certain things that he look for, and if he don't see it, he just move on to next.
Okay. Well, is he up front and moving on, or is he just going ghost?
No, he says that he tells them that it was cool, but there won't be no more dates after that or whatever. I mean, I appreciate you for keeping it real.
I'm saying,
we cool people because you're keeping it real. I appreciate it. I ain't got no help for you though. That's it. I can't help you. I just ain't got none.
I mean, like I said, just be upfront. Tell them you're dating multiple and give them
So
the option.
because
You are not the only one.
even with what you call your standard, um, I don't I don't feel like you give of yourself long enough to really try to hit the standard.
Mm-hmm.
And even though that's your standard, do you try to meet their standard?
Or let me ask this: who in your family decided after 2 months to propose, or they realized they found the one?
He said him and his grandfather are close. And
Mm-hmm.
his grandfather proposed to his grandmother, and they had been married for over 50 something
I
years.
knew it. With I knew it.
So he said he's going based off of what his granddaddy said. Okay, well, see, you got to understand that
Different times.
there is a whole nother era, baby, and the women ain't like your grandma.
Mm-mm.
And it's you got to take the time to court somebody. Now, if your granddaddy told you that, then you should know what that means. And
And it's gonna be more
you
than
ain't courted nobody in 3 months, and you taking your time, you splitting yourself between all these different people in 3 months. That's not you taking the time to court them, because I'm sure that you have mixed some standards up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just saying. You just nigga them all together somewhere.
Unless you're keeping them in a notebook and writing their attributes by them.
Do you really have a journal with each name on it?
Mm-hmm. And he writing
with yourself. You know what I need you to do? I need you to burn every last one of them. That is so not right.
Because he's thinking about if he should go back to this one or this
You
one.
literally got a
attributes by each
with
one.
every name on it, and you took you really took a picture of them and put it in the book. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I am yet praying for you, Tucson.
Tucson. First off, do it the old-fashioned way if you're looking to do it that way. Get off the dating app. Go to church. No, never mind.
I ain't even gonna tell you
Don't go there.
I ain't gonna tell you do that. I ain't gonna tell you that.
But get off. I don't know, Tucson. I don't know what to tell you. You need a good, wholesome girl.
This one I so got nothing for you, Tucson. Besides just not to do what you're doing currently.
Yeah, because that's not working for you, love.
Yeah. That's the reason why you're going through so many people.
It's not
because
working.
you and some of the people that you with on this app, y'all looking for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all out there doing the same thing to each other.
But at least keep him in your pants until you find her. Okay?
Yeah. And you get something that you can't get rid of. So don't need nobody giving you the package. And I don't mean UPS and FedEx.
Just be smart about it, about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Before you mess yourself up before you can even find her. Because I'm pretty sure your granddaddy didn't go about it the way you going about it.
No. I am sure that was so not his MO. And I'm sure if your granddaddy, if you sit down and tell him that's what you're doing, he's gonna look at you cross-eyed.
Or hit you with his cane.
So yeah, you got that, sir. Keep in touch. We'll be looking. I'm sure you might return next week. So we just go. I'm gonna just be prepared because you sound like another Samuel. So we appreciate you though. Put
Yes.
your in there, Tucson.
Hope we
Yeah,
helped you a little bit.
we'll see. We hope Quinn help you because I ain't had nothing for you. So but
Because I don't know what else to say.
I hope you got something for her from her. You know. Um. Oh my God. See this. No, no, and no, Tucson. She is not available for you today. Thank you, Tucson.
That
We
was cute though, Tucson. But once again, you can't sponsor us.
oh wow. Tucson, you tried it.
But no.
Quickly. Oh wow. Just no, Tucson. Um, we're gonna leave it right there. We thank you guys for joining us tonight. This is the benediction of the night. You can thank Tucson for that. Yep. So we thank you guys for joining us tonight. We hope that you guys have gotten something from this here wonderful show. Um, and come back again with us next week. Um, to do it all over again. All right. So we are going to have our versus battle on Sunday. I will be posting the Zoom link up tomorrow for you guys to be able to join in. Um, so you guys can come on the Zoom and be judges with Quint since she is not participating yet. Okay. Um, I'm gonna just leave it right there. Um, Fred. Oh, he's not down on the bottom
Not
anymore.
down there
But
anymore.
I'm not sure. I think Fred. Oh well, he's back.
There he is.
Uh, Fred, are you having a show? No. Okay, so there's no show Friday, but LHG is having her show Saturday. I do believe she's going to have our wonderful Miss Simone as her guest. And I think that we are talking about grief on her show on Saturday at 5 p.m. So please tune in for that and support and like and share and comment and all the good stuff. Please continue to go to our YouTube pages and like and subscribe and share what you see. And Monday night, we'll be back with you again with whatever the Lord has. I believe Quinn is coming back on Wednesday again with the other part of, well, I don't
We're
know.
going into chapter 4 of the art of forgiveness, and it is back on the potter's wheel.
Okay, so there you go. You have that. And then
On
you
Thursday,
guys,
we have a guest. That's the 10th.
no.
Oh, okay. You sure?
Or next week?
Oh, it's a Friday. Sorry, the 10th is a Friday at 3 o'clock. We have a guest. We're doing a pop up.
Well, I'm glad she told. I found out when y'all found out. Hell, okay. All right. So we got a pop up on the 10th. Okay, I didn't know either. So I'm a guess too. I guess. Because I didn't know. Okay, so um, y'all are going to see the save the date flyers coming out for the conferences. My save the date flyer will be out over the weekend.
Mine's
Um,
is
I will keep you guys posted as to the rest of everybody's show throughout the week because y'all know we give out the wonderful announcements. Um, I want to continuously thank the people that have already given to my GoFundMe, and for the ones that have are still so into it, I thank you guys. And for the ones that asked, no, I have not met my goal yet, but I appreciate what has already been given. Um, And I think that's it for right now.
Yes, and as she stated, she don't put much emphasis on it, but the GoFundMe is still going around. So if even if you cannot give, please circulate it, share it, like it, keep it going because we are trying to raise a certain amount for her procedure. So please keep it going. We're keeping it going, and we are thanking God. But no amount is too small. Every dollar gets us to a go closer to the goal. So whatever you have to donate, please do. We appreciate you. Y'all have a wonderful night. It is 10 o'clock.
Signing
See you
out.
tonight.
Love y'all to life, love you to live every day on purpose and make it count. See y'all later.